Alright, everybody, we are back for round 2 against Chris, aka the Wolf 2. Are we going to keep this hand? Yes. If he's playing Affinity or if he's playing White Weenie, I have this, which is super fun. And I have Scavenging Ooze, which is good against both those matchups. And it looks like this is a White Weenie draw. That's fine. I think I am prepared to deal with that. Now, what do I do this turn? I actually think that the answer is going to involve a Deathrite Shaman, getting that guy online. So, do we want to have our opponents start wastelanding us? Yes, I think we do. Because we are essentially going to be wasteland proof for a while. So go ahead and do it. Plus, this guy can block a Benevolent Bodyguard, which is funny. And it can survive a Golgari Charm, which is also funny. So I feel comfortable about this. I think what he's thinking about doing is wastelanding here, which is exactly what I'm looking for. We have a Massacre Worm to finish the job in the late game, and I think that'll be pretty satisfying. So as far as classic games go, this might be the one that you want to see, because we're going to have 6/5s dropping millions of dudes, which will be awesome. He has to be wondering whether or not to waste my Bayou, and like, the reason for that has to be that he's wondering if he should develop his board more or if he should just set me back. I bet that means he doesn't have that much to do with 1 mana, so he is going to develop his board more. Alright, so we have a Thalia. That's not that big of a deal. Golgari Charm can take out that, even though it's a little bit slow. And he can't attack, which is awesome. And we can play a Lodestone, which is great. What I think I want to do here is probably... Do I want to keep this guy untapped to do something? I think I probably do. And so this turn is going to involve... Do I want to find a forest? The question is, what do I want to do? I can play 2 guys. That's probably what I'm going to do here. So we'll play our Scavenging Ooze. And then we're going to exile this for green and play a vet. Then pass the turn. Okay, that's fine. Also, the regenerate ability is going to be good on this. We need to remember that that's the case. Now he can start drawing cards, which is actually tough for me. Because I think he's going to tap both these guys down to draw cards with the Sky Hussar. That's something I want to keep from happening as much as possible. Unfortunately, Vet Explorer does let him get a number of planes from his deck, which is no good. It's just something that's the case. But we can Lodestone next turn, which will be pretty good at slowing him down either way. And the eventual Massacre Worm is going to be pretty awesome. Alright, so he did not draw any cards. That's good. That tells me he doesn't have a Sky Hussar in his hand. If he attacks with Thalia, I think I do just block with Vet Explorer. Maybe not, because then that gives him more planes, but maybe I want him to have more planes. Alright, never mind. Now, Lean and Arbiter would prevent us from searching, so let's just go ahead and take this. I am okay with that. Alright. Yeah, let's do it that way. This might be the turn to Golgari Charm. I have to think about that. It's going to cost 3 to Golgari Charm. Verdant Catacombs can't search unless I pay for it. Now we have another one of these. So we're going to probably want to ignore this effect until end of turn. Now I can't Golgari Charm and ignore the effect until end of turn at the same time, which is interesting. I mean, I can. It just sucks. Alright, so I do think I want to play this. And what else do I want to do? Because if I play that, I can't do a lot of other fancy stuff. I can find like a basic forest, but that makes Massacre Worm harder to cast. But then again, we're going to have 2 vets down. So I might want to ignore that effect on his turn, leading me to want to wait. until then, so I won't play this. That's okay. We get to keep Scavenging Ooze mana open, and I think that's okay for now. I'm a little bit hesitant to make this play, but it's not the end of the world. I just remembered the Golgari Charm costs, actually. Okay, here we go. So he's going to start drawing cards now. This means that we really need to get on and get ready to do some more stuff. So this could create a situation where I can just play the Massacre Worm next turn if he attacks with Thalia. That would be alright, for sure. If he just plays more guys too, that's okay. Yeah, I don't... Creatures your opponents control, so we don't have to target. That does make Cabal Therapy worse, admittedly. So that's worth noting. Alright, now here we want to end this ability by paying 2. And we want to crack this. And I think, do we want to find a swamp or a forest here? I think we want to actually find a swamp. That's tough, though. I mean, playing the Massacre Worm is essential. That's what I think, anyway. So let's do it that way. Now we draw a forest. That's fine. I can attack with a Vet Explorer, but I might just want to keep it back. Lodestone is probably pretty strong here. But then I can't use the Veteran Explorer if he attacks with it, but that is probably okay. I can also just cast another Vet Explorer. Let's go ahead and cast the Lodestone. This makes Golgari Charm cost more. Yeah, I think this forces him to develop his board more. Okay, and I kind of want to keep this land here, even though it means not putting another Veteran Explorer out. And I'm okay with that. So he can go ahead and take his turn. This is kind of an interesting game. I mean, stalling out the board is bad because it means he's just drawing more and more cards. But I think that's okay. This also presents a colorless threat, so Benevolent Bodyguard has trouble. If he ever reveals a non-foil, we know that means he's got 2 in his hand. But I doubt he'll do that. Alright, so what's coming down here? It's going to have to be a 2-mana guy. Okay, so that's going to take Lodestone. That's okay with me. Alright. So we will get that back. Mark my words. Alright, you got it. That's fine. This gives us another thing to Deathrite with. Okay, we just have to not die quickly. So it's our turn now. Mana Crypt is really interesting because then we can just play Massacre Worm this turn. This costs 1 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too much to actually use this turn. The question is, do I want instead to Golgari Charm this turn? I kill Thalia. No, that's not good either. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to make sure. 5, 6. Yeah, that's bad. I think we play this. And I think we play... Do we play this? I think we do. Alright. And then we pass the turn. And we can Golgari Charm if necessary, but I don't want to. I think what I probably want to do is pay for the Leonin Arbiter and force him not to attack. What's really cool about this is if you draw into another Sky SR, you can do it again. Alright, so he's got 2. That's actually pretty cool. Another relic order. Okay. That should be okay. Let's pay 2 for this. That should be all right. Now we really need to act soon here. So we need to be able, like, I would really love to draw one more land. Soul Ring is funny. So if I Golgari Charm this turn, yeah, I can't really do that. This costs 2. Play it. I guess we hope he doesn't have another Relic Order. He's going to draw so many cards here, though. This sets us up for another Massacre Worm next turn, though, so that's pretty good. So let's pass the turn. If he can deal with this with another thing, that's sad, I guess. Okay, yep. So he's got at least 2. Interesting. Okay, so he's only got 2. He's going to play a land. He's got 9 cards in hand. Ghost Quarter doesn't do much to me right now. Okay, good. Banisher Priest. Now, what's he going to target? If he targets this, that's actually hard for me. That would make me very sad. I think it'll probably be the Scavenging Ooze, though. Yes. Okay, that's fine. So let's let that happen. And another Bodyguard. Now, for whatever reason, he's not expecting a Massacre Worm to happen. It's probably because that card isn't very good. But the end result is going to be that he loses a lot of stuff. All right. He's going to have a lot of cards in hand, 2 of which are these. So keep that in mind. That's something. If he attacks, I'm definitely blocking. Okay. So, he only has this 1 down, correct? Okay, I would like to ignore this effect until end of turn. And I would like both my guys to die. So let's do that. I guess he thinks he has to attack through these guys at some point. Yeah. So, yes, I would like to use this ability. Swamp, swamp. This is just to make absolutely sure I can cast a Massacre Worm. And the other one's going to find Forest Forest for the Scavenging Ooze that's going to come back. And this game's going to be over at that point. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yes. Forest. Forest. And now I can actually gain some life here, but I think I want to save those for the Scavenging Ooze that comes back. So I'm not going to do that. This turn is just going to be extra satisfying, and I can't wait. And we drew a Lodestone. That's good. Yeah, I think I'm okay keeping open all my green. So I think this is going to be GG here. Yeah. I take it he's going to sack his Benevolent Bodyguards, so that's a little bit less life he has to lose, but he is going to go down to 8, and I get a ton of guys back. Maybe I shouldn't have tapped on my black. Alright, yeah. He's probably got another Thalia in his hand too, so that frees that up to be cast. That's fine. So this stuff is dead. Alright. We're going to trigger all these, and he's going to lose a ton of life. Cool. Now I probably just attack with this to try and kill him as quickly as possible. And I either gain a bunch of life with Scavenging Ooze or I play a Lodestone. Probably the answer is actually to keep the Scavenging Ooze up so I can gain life just in case. But attacking here seems like the right play. Actually, that can't be right. Alright, so we'll just be prepared to exile a creature and gain a life. Peacekeeper. That's funny, because this is actually going to work. Alright. Cool. Alright, so we're going to suck that guy up. He thinks, let's see, can he kill us with this? No. We're going to make it through this just fine. This is going to cost us a lot of mana, though. Alright. Wait, did I select the right one? All creatures get -1? Good. I'd say that's pretty good. And now let's get in there. This is a funny game. Alright, so we managed to pull this one out. I guess this is what happens when you build a deck that's capable of metagame against White Weenie. We're going to cut our seeds. That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to bring in explosives. Lodestones are kind of weak against him, as is Duplicant. Decays are good. Thoughtseize bad. So let's look at our main deck and see what we don't want to do. Cabal Therapy is actually okay. I think what I want to cut here, I don't know if I want to cut Skull Clamps. And these Mistcutter Hydras are mediocre. They're not great. And Lodestone is fine. I think like these guys just aren't good enough, even though Duplicant is kind of like removal. Maybe I should keep the one Duplicant in. Like maybe the Heartless Summoning isn't very good here. It can help cast Massacre Worm though. Yeah, I think that all makes sense. I think then that what we want to cut is probably not a dude. Like maybe I want to bring a Lodestone back in. Like Cabal Therapy isn't super strong, is it? I guess it's okay. It keeps his card draw engine from working. Maybe the Skull Clamp play is what's too slow. So maybe I can cut like a Heartless Summoning and cut a Skull Clamp. No, that gives me a way to get card advantage against him. I mean, I could cut these, and we could see what this game plan is like. I have fewer dudes, but Mistcutters can't be Lodestone. They can be swords. Let's try this. Alright. So at least that game made this worth watching, hopefully. This hand, wow. A one-lander, but I have an Engineered Explosives and a Heartless. I think I'm going to keep this. Like, because I'm on the draw. If I were on the play, I would not keep this. But this gives me 2 draws to see a land. It can be any land. There are 21 in the deck. So better odds than a third. And if he kills my land, I can still use it. So there's that too. An Engineer being removal is effective here. Alright, so that guy is actually really tough to deal with, except Engineered Explosives is good with it. We want to play this. Now next turn, if we draw a fetch land, it will be very easy for us to Golgari Charm this, I think. He can't use the Cavern to pump it, which is great. And I can also Abrupt Decay it whenever, or Engineered Explosives it whenever I want, both of which are pretty cool. Okay, so he's not going to be able to pump it for a while. Spirit? That means Kataki. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty bad against me, especially since I boarded out a number of the artifacts, and we did see another land. It's unfortunately another black land. That makes things a little worse because Heartless summoning creates an awkward situation here. So I don't know if I want to play the Heartless summoning yet. I think I'd play another one of these. The question is, do I drop this for one? I don't think I do that yet. I think I let him play some things. Plus, I would have to pay a mana each turn to use it. I could attack with his Deathrite. I also don't think that's worthwhile. I don't know if he has fetch lands in his deck. Now, this is bad. Now that he can start doing that, he's got a way to recoup a lot of what he could be losing because his deck is filled with such bad creatures. Getting rid of both these guys would help a little bit. But not that much. He's not going to cast anything else. Now that's interesting because it means if I can get rid of one of these, it helps me quite a bit. But I can't really do that right away. He might be saving this for swords. That was good, what we just hit. Golgari Charm kills both of his guys. So I'm going to attack with both of these, I think. And then probably main phase Golgari Charm. Not the strongest play in the world, obviously, but it's certainly not horrible. And I think it eliminates enough of his guys that we can keep the Abrupt Decay for later. This makes sense to me anyway. And then it keeps him from drawing another card. Okay, cool. And also gives us a sorcery to use here. Maybe I should have kept one of these guys back to deal extra damage. But I think pushing through damage, because he could create a board stall with his Peacekeeper. Worth noting. So Cleric, Spirit, and Human we have sitting here. Relic Warder, not targeting anything. That's okay for now. I think the next thing I do is probably... Well, here we go. This is the next thing we do pretty clearly, and I name Sky Hussar to keep him from drawing cards. And there's also 2 Path to Exile, which we have to get rid of, and we will. And the last card is, let's see, so I do think I have to kill this right now. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to give me land, but pitching, yeah, we're doing this. Let's think first. Do I want to... I'm probably going to play a Scavenging Ooze, so I think pitching this without using it is just right. Alright, there we go. So let's kick out 2 of those. He's got another Relic Order. I can deal with both of those. So this is exiled, that's fine. And now we drop our Ooze. And he doesn't have this in hand anymore, and this is just going to chill here. Maybe that wasn't optimal? I would have to rethink that, but I think I did okay. So now his hand is dead, except for Relic Order, which isn't very good anyway. This can be pumped extraordinarily. That's not a bad draw, but we can deal with it. Relic Order? Okay, so he's emptied his hand at this point. I think we need to kill this. Marsh Flats is pretty good here. I think I have to find a green. So that should be okay, though. Bayou is fine. Now, I want to keep the Ooze because it's so good here. So we're just going to kill this now. Maybe attacking first is the key. I'm actually comfortable with that. So let's get in there. I'm not going to... Do I want to pump it? Yeah, maybe I pump it once. Get the Sky Hussar out of there. All right. Cool. Now we Abrupt Decay this. And we keep this around to pitch an Abrupt Decay and hit him for 2. And the Scavenging Ooze should put us out of reach of him, I think. Thalia, that's okay. We can, if we have to, we can explode all of his guys. This being a first striker is relevant, but this is all okay. Let's see, each opponent, so this can't be ever affected by True Believer, which gives him Shroud, so that's worth considering too. Veteran Explorer is pretty solid here. We can have it die immediately if we want to give us a ton of mana. Question is, do we want to do that? Probably. So Mother of Runes. We can make this so big so quickly that I think we probably want to, even though it makes our other guys small. But it gives us so much land that we can make this guy even bigger. Maybe that's wrong. I just want the forests. Maybe let's just keep this guy around as a blocker. I think that that's probably the right play. Then we get in here. Okay, I like that. And I can pump him one more, or I can keep this back to do more damage. I think keeping it back to do damage is actually the way to go, just because accelerating my win at this point is what I want to be doing. Okay, so he didn't do anything. He kept back blockers. We want to exile as many cards as possible, then as quickly as possible. All right. So that's fine. Another one of those. So we have Golgari Charms. We've got two of these. So this can be... How big can it be? It can be a 7/7. And he's got... He could have like a swords or something, but I think the fact that this can be a 7/7 is pretty good. Yeah. I'm getting in there. He has to block it with at least one guy. Okay, that's fine. Just kill it. So now it can be bigger later. And then we are going to drop a Vet Explorer and pass the turn. I think we've got inevitability here. He really needs to find something good. That's probably not it. I think that's probably a desperation move to find something. You might be able to cast it, but... Okay, that doesn't hurt me very much. That's fine. Yeah, we are going to exile an Abrupt Decay. And then we are going to exile Relic Order. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this situation, and I think we just win right here. I Explosives for 1. That's okay. X can be 0, and I still paid 1 color. And then I just blow it up. Alright, so yeah, we'll use this ability. Okay, so I think we got this one. He's tapped out of white too, so... Alright, there we go. Thanks, and I'll see you guys for round 3.